Lily Hardin, the governors and the members of Congress from both parties who are here to come up and join me as I sign the welfare reform bill.
You know, my shit is straight out the projects. What's up? How many niggas in here from the projects anyway? Yeah, I knew y'all niggas was from the projects. I smelled y'all stink motherfuckers when you came in. Yeah, you motherfucker, you wearing that new Project Cologne called Back Staircase.
When you commit a third violent crime, you will be put away and put away for good. 3 strikes and you are out.
California Civil Rights Initiative. Now, when you say that, you think that you're about to vote for something good. But this initiative, which is Proposition 209, will turn back all of the gains that African American people and other people of color have made over the past 25 years.
Proposition 209 would end all race and gender considerations in public education, government contracts, and hiring. Pat Ewing leads the opposition.
This will just devastate and gut all the laws necessary to have equal opportunity in the state of California for everyone.
Ward Connerly, with backing from the Republican Party, is point man in the campaign to end affirmative action.
When you give a preference to one American because of the color of his or her skin or because of their national ancestry, that is discrimination.
What's up, y'all? I got this in my hand, register to vote, trying to get all y'all to get with this real thing, because it's our voice that means something, you know what I'm saying? It's all on us.
I just like to say some things. This is how everybody wanted us to be a long time ago, for the Crips and the Bloods to stop killing each other, but the police didn't want it, the government really didn't want it. If they can stop a whole war, if they can go over there and kick Saddam out of Kuwait, how they can't stop us? You know what I'm saying? How they can't just bring up an education system to where we can learn to love each other, learn to work with each other, learn to build up our community with each other.
His business manager told me, his business manager, Watani Tayahimba, a former Los Angeles Black Panther, who was also National Security Director for the New African Peoples Organization, he confirmed to me that Tupac took on a fake gangster persona in order to appeal to gangs and then politicize them. And that was part of the Bloods versus Crips Peace Truce movement. Former Black Panthers and other black activists had gotten the notorious gangs that were warring against each other, the Bloods and the Crips, to stop fighting each other and to fight racism.
It's the decade of the internet, and everyone wants in on the act.
The president and vice president today played cable installers at a Concord, California school.
Just the pink one.
Just the pink one?
Just the pink one.
I knew that. They were among the less technically inclined volunteers out of 16,000 across California, working to connect 3,000 California schools to the internet.
Not since electricity or the invention of the light bulb or radio or television has anything transformed our life so much.
Both parties bowed to their will when the Republican Congress passed and President Clinton signed the Telecommunications Act of 1996. That monstrous assault on democracy with malignant consequences for journalism was nothing but a welfare giveaway to the largest, richest, and most powerful media conglomerations in the world.
In 1950, most of America's news media were owned by 60 different companies. Today, they're owned by just 6. But it's starving America of real news and debate at a time when issues of the utmost seriousness confront our country and our planet. In the same way too much junk food can be bad for our health, too much junk media can make our democracy sick. We need more diversity and more truly local news.
Kind of the last stand of the native tongues. You had De La Soul put out Stakes is High, Tribe Called Quest put out Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, I think you're really looking at a moment where things are evolving.
My roller kippers and bits I want to Earl. Cause most of the girls that we was liking in high school now they dyking. Having no mercy for the disrespectful ones. Some be hanging around the crew looking for.
I take a glimpse into time, watch the glint read the world is mine.
If I rule the world,
imagine that.
I free all my sons.
Yo.
This is why.
Perhaps the most glaring omission from GOAT conversation is Lauryn Hill. 15 years before Drake, it was L Boogie who could blend flows with croons and effortlessly flip it to wicked wordplay. Missy, with her far-out musical style and even more radical but vastly different image, also was a sales juggernaut, becoming the only female rapper to have 6 albums certified platinum. Yet, despite their accolades, massive followings, and undeniable influence, each MC's name is seldomly heard in the GOAT discussion.
Y'all know how this shit go. You know, all eyes on me. Roll up in the club and shit. All eyes on me.
While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they in jail. Yo, we just got popped. Woo, woo, woo. And that's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them.
Biggie remained cool.
I was more in the mind frame of keep your mouth shut, big. You know what I'm saying? Just don't feed into it. If you feed into it, it's gonna do nothing but escalate. You know what I'm saying?
Now you say it's not an East Coast, West Coast thing, but you can't deny there's sort of
It's not a problem.
Do you think the media has overblown the whole...
No doubt. No doubt.
When it all go down, don't look at me and Biggie and be like, why is there a big East Coast, West Coast war? When you're shooting this to 300 countries, telling them about an East Coast, West Coast war that they would never know exists.
The whole time I was like, this is not good. This is dangerous.
If Tupac Shakur had his radio with him last Saturday night in Las Vegas, he had no chance to use it when a car pulled up alongside his BMW and opened fire. Shakur and a record company executive had just left the Mike Tyson title fight. They were on their way to a nightclub. Shakur was on the passenger side. He was shot 4 times.
Life of another major rap star has come to a violent end. Rapper Biggie Smalls was shot to death in Los Angeles early this morning while leaving a party. His death comes almost exactly 6 months to the day that another rapper, Tupac Shakur, was fatally shot in Las Vegas.
We from the poor part of the planet Earth, so we realizing that, you know what I mean, people listen to our music and it inspires kids and all that, but at the same time, you know what I mean, it's just, we just trying to just show and prove how we build to y'all, you know what I mean?
And at the same token, it's like to sum all that, it's like we here just to civilize the uncivilized.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Just to teach the truth, man, and just leave them with a jewel, you know what I mean?
All the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies. You know, when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Things will never be the same. Oh, yeah. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got to make a change. It's time for us as a people to start making some changes. Let's change the way we eat, let's change the way we live, and let's change the way we treat each other. You see, the old way wasn't working, so it's on us to do what we gotta do to survive. And still I see no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? There's war on the streets and a war in the Middle East. Instead of war